Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Sorry, it took me a minute because I got a little bit of breaking news too. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody coming through. Please hit that like button, guys. Please hit the like. Let me let the Discord folks know that we are live right now. We got a little bit of breaking news as it pertains to I'll Be Sure. As you guys know, I'll Be Sure was mentioned in this book. Hold up. And he's not happy. Okay, he's calling it out, and I'm so glad that he is, because that to me says everything I need to know. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Let's get the people in here. Welcome, everybody. Please hit that like, please, and thank you, everyone. We are live now. Okay. All right, so let me tell you what happened. Welcome, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. You just got the notification. Okay. So yesterday I did a pre-recorded video where I read the Amazon version, like preview of the book, right? And the book, hold up. Allow for 1 month. Okay, sure, whatever. Whatever is what happens when I update my computer. All crap starts going a little bit crazy. This is Albie Shore's Instagram page, okay, his IG page. And of course, I don't know if you guys know, but there is a book that was released the first week of September, I believe. And the book is very suspect. And come to find out, now that I've sat on it and looked into it a little bit more, the guy that wrote it used a pen name, Jamal, what the hell, Milton, something like that. Jamal Milton, right? He uses a pen name to write this book. Now, the thing about the book is that, and the author, he's written other books that have leverage a little bit of like pushing agendas, pushing different things that don't make a lot of sense in other cases. My biggest concern, my biggest thought was like, well, why would you use a pen name if everybody knows who you are, Christopher or Chris Todd? That's who he is. It doesn't make sense. Whatever, like the whole book doesn't make sense. After I did my little preview of that, and there have been so many creators that have been talking about this book and have given a lot of credit to this book, and I'm telling you right now, the book is a fake, fraud, and a phony. That, in my opinion, that's what it is. It really is. We read almost through 6 chapters yesterday, and it was I don't know, like it was very salacious. It was more about Diddy's sexual, urges than anything else, in my opinion. And it was it essentially, the book says that it's for Kim, but there was 2 other books that were written on Amazon that also say for Kim, and they're different pen names. And I don't know. I just don't know. I'm like, no way. And so I have a lot of questions. How did Chris Todd get a hold of this information? This guy is a well-known, I wouldn't necessarily say, you know, he latches on to cases that have notoriety, like the John Benet Ramsey, the OJ Simpson, and he throws out, this is the guy, and he throws out various theories about what he thinks happened. And in my opinion, he literally used the name Jamal when his name is Chris Todd, and he has a name for picking up these investigations. He literally used the name Jamal Milton or whatever. I forgot his last name, to essentially, because if people saw that someone like Chris Todd wrote it, they probably wouldn't have purchased it. This guy is an Amazon book writer. It's a bogus book. Now, luckily, I didn't buy it. All right. But shout out to my beautiful, wonderful friend here on YouTube by the name of Danny Robertson. She was able to obtain a copy of it, which is fantastic for us if we want to review it. But I'm telling you right now, this book, like, I started reading even after last night, and already there's things that I could totally debunk based on what's in the narrative. Just because this guy didn't get his story straight. If you've been following the West Coast, East Coast, beef and everything, there's certain things about that beef that, he's trying to rewrite this narrative and then using Kim Porter's name and face to do so versus just writing the damn book and then just saying, these are my theories. No, he writes the book, Kim's lost words, and essentially is putting words in there. And I truly hope that Al B. Sure sues the shit out of whoever's behind this whole situation because they need to be sued, honestly. So I'll be sure made an Instagram post today, and that's where the breaking part is, right, of this whole situation. I'll be sure made a post this morning, and it was interesting because he basically is slamming this book that was written. All right. Excuse me, basically saying that it's all fake, it's all, it's all, and I believe I'll be sure more than anybody. And then they're using I'll be sure's name too to peddle some type of conspiracy theory. But he feels like this is deeper than that, honestly. It's like a fan fiction. Thank you for saying that. And I'm glad that I'll be sure believed it. You said, I believe the book Too Much Information is matching what is coming out against Diddy. I think it does disservice to all the lives that have been wrecked by Diddy and his evil deeds. Independent now, don't you think that it's no different than like everything, even in the first 6 chapters. Now I got to chapter to 7 because I was reading it last night, and even Jay-Z makes an appearance here, right, to this whole situation. It's interesting in that sense. I'm like, well, this is a great story that you have peddled, but it's not Kim Porter's. Kim Porter didn't write. I just don't believe that she wrote this. And I do think that you're right, Independent. Like, it totally takes from the victims of this man because he has a lot of victims. He's an opportunist. It's a bogus book. And the thing is that there's been lots of creators out there that have read this book like it was true. And I'm like, the first sign should have been for everybody online should have been like, fuck, there are 2 other people that wrote this book that say it's written by another person that's pushing this Kim Porter agenda. Prior to people picking up this book, there were 2 other books with the same written for. Anybody can write a book for somebody. I could write a book for Al B. Sure. I'm sure he wouldn't like it, but it could be the unauthorized copy and hearsay of what I think happened. That's just my opinion. My thing is, though, is one thing I have to ask Mr. Chris Todd is why would you change your name to Jamal Middleton? Hell, what the hell did he something Jamal? Hold up. Let's see if we can pull it up. Jamal Middleton, some shit like that. I'm like, so you think you couldn't have cut it by just naming yourself Chris Todd, who's written books on O.J. Simpson? Like, why'd you, here it is. These are some other ones that have been written for Kim by other people. Layla, I hate to say it this way because and I'm glad you said it and it wasn't me. But I'm gonna say if it was written by Maria Hernandez and it's a book on Selena, but really is Donna Joe and her name is not Maria Hernandez. I do have some, I'm wondering, did you think that if you wrote that name, it would appeal to a, I don't know, Black demographic? I can't help but wonder that because otherwise, why would he just not use his name? And I think that this is an issue that people should be angry about, honestly. Like, the people should be angry about because people have been had by this book. No, it's not. It's not proven, but that's what I'm sorry. That's what it. Listen, I'm a Mexican girl over here, and I can pick up on that, but I'm just gonna be quiet. I'm just gonna be quiet. And even the book, when you read it, I'm like, damn, it's like a lot of like the verbiage. The N word is like all over the book. So you mean to tell me that like Kim Porter just wrote the N word on her diary like that? and or memoir, and you just happen to adapt it. Yeah, like it's weird. All right, so I got a copy of the book. Now I'll take a poll, but I'm gonna tell you guys this. This is a story. It's not true. All right. I if you guys want us to review it, or just because like I said, I didn't have to pay for this. So I'm happy about that. And like I said, why would the hell would I pay for a um that's what I want to know too. It's him. He's profiting from them because he's this is not his first Amazon book. Have you stated or found out who's profit? It's him. It's him. Um, should we read it? Go vote. Here's the deal. When you order the book, it's paperback only. He's an Amazon book writer. Like I said, I can write a book on Amazon, and I don't need any type of like backing. I can also hire a bunch of journalists and a bunch of like PR people to push my Amazon book. But what gets to me about this man is that he literally, it's the way he went about things, where he changed his pen name to appease to a different demographic that he wanted to, that he felt like would, pick up the book. And it's just really what's the word? Something don't sit right. It just doesn't sit right. And I mean, as a Mexican, I'm like, even I could pick up on that. And I said, no, this don't even look right. It just doesn't sit right. Thank you. That's what he wants. He wants us to he wants everybody to read it and push it as fact. Well, go vote, because like I said, the book is very salacious, inappropriate. I don't know. There is no problem with the self-made, publish, and utilizing Amazon as a source to sell your book. Nope, no problem. It's just don't lie. Don't lie to the people. Vicky says, no, I don't care to hear about it. It's nefarious, I think, but I'm surprised that I see these people like, well, no, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Let me just say this, because um the people are going to do what they're going to do. If they're going to read somebody and somebody's making it sound like this guy broke the John Benet Ramsey case and the he said that OJ Simpson killed Nicole Brown Simpson with a somebody from the mob. Like, these are just theories that he has. And then there's nothing wrong with having theories if that's what you have. But just please know who wrote this book and what they're peddling. I'm going to try to see if I can pull the cover real quick, y'all. Hold up. Because it was not anything that Kim and I hope he gets sued. Honestly, I really do hope that he gets sued, because he deserves it. And the statements that are made is just bold. Hold up. Is this it? You are viewing the paperback. Damn it. Give me 1 sec, y'all. I'm trying to get it. Okay, I found it. Sorry, it took me a minute. This is it. He changed his name to Jamal Millwood. Jamal Millwood. Who's making money? It's got 21 ratings in there. He needs to put in here that Kim, these are not her last words. This is just a fantasy story that I made up on my head to sell to people in hopes that people would buy it. And I changed my name to Jamal because it would appease to a different type of population. All right, let me look at the poll. Listen, this is what I heard too. I didn't say that whatsoever. I was reading the book. I did not say that. So did that come out of the book? Let me know. And that was the first 6 pages. She didn't marry when he was 13. I think she was like, what, 18 or 19? It was after high school, my understanding. Yeah, but I didn't say that. That reading last night was wild. It sounded like that was something you say to your friend. But Roberta, like, honestly, I don't know. I'm going to let you say that because that's what I picked up on. All right. So I'm looking at the poll. Should we read it? 59% said yes, and 41% said no. What do you guys think? Go vote. There's only 68 votes. And I have 205 people in this chat. Go vote. What do you guys want? I'm going to go with what the vote says. The book doesn't read like a diary. It tries to, but all the information has been out. It's nothing new. It's nothing new. Thank you for saying that, Matthew. I didn't buy it, but shout out to my friend online, Danny Robertson. She was able to get a copy of it. And like, as you could see, these are photocopies of the book. And where we left off was right at chapter 6? Hurry up and load. Chapter 3. So this is all made up. None of this is real, you guys. We left off right where he overhears Sean putting a hit on Tupac. And it gets a little bit interesting after that. But yeah, this is where we left off. I just want you to read it to us so I know what to be mad about. LOL. So far, I'm in the dark and just going by commentary. Well, I could read it if y'all want me to, but I need you guys to tell me by the vote. Let me see where the votes are at. I'm going to close it soon. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Okay, we got 78, 84, 90. All right. I'm glad I double checked it. Well, so far, yes, it's leading the books. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Hey, everybody. But I just wanted people to know about the author before we just so you guys know that this is not, it's not real. And it's very easily, I was reading it, I'm like, you could easily debunk some of this shit that he's putting out there too. It just doesn't make sense. These are just theories of a man who's written books to put this out here and to try to profit. You said don't give the clown any more attention? Okay. Well, all right. I got 92 votes. 55% say yes, and 45% said no. Y'all need to go. I'm going to close it at 100 votes and see where we land. It's like right there. It's like almost there, maybe off by 10 or 9. Yeah, you said I have a real problem with him changing his name and targeting the black community with this fuck shit in the name. Mm-hmm. I think it's a target. And like I said, Albie Shore did go after him. Maybe that's where we should start in what he says. So Albie responds and says, hold up, y'all. Peep game, for those over a decade and a half, I've been posting about and tagging random law enforcement agencies in hopes to protect loved ones, avoid death and tragedies that could have all been avoided. Despite this, I have been ignored, ridiculed, and medically silenced to cover up these crimes. You're all now aware of by very aggressive PR team and constantly campaign to silence and physically harm me from exposing. It only aims to prevent me from further sharing publicly the facts and insight at Lady KP, which he tags Kim Porter's account, shared with me during our frequent and intimate conversations in her selfless attempts to save my life by sharing frequent plans to do harm and possibly by ending my life. I'm writing this post to formally request an investigation into an entire group of individuals who worked at or around the residence of Miss Kim Porter. Who could that be? Who could that be? Yeah, he said medically silenced, which would make sense to me. Let's keep reading. Miss Kim Porter, including the publicist who assisted drafting this. Hold up. I'm writing this post to formally request an investigation to an entire group of individuals who worked at or around the residence of Miss Kimberly Porter, including the publicist who assisted drafting this. Drafting what? It has come to my attention that these persons were also instructed to steal her computer and mobile devices, which contained her original book notes. Original notes are distinct from the fabricated bullshit and offensive pages circulating via Amazon which depict graphic sexual acts involving me that never took place and were edited and added after Miss Porter's tragic murder. So the book is a listen. Mr. I'll be sure, you better sue the shit out of this Juan. All right? Honestly. I cannot. I hope so. I hope so. He needs to. Yeah, we're not. I mean that's enough for me to say, you guys, the book is trash. It is literally the imagination of this sick individual that does nothing but peddle fucking conspiracy theories, which is fine. I like me a good conspiracy theory, but you would have to kind of wonder, why would you be talking about people using butt plugs and stuff like that if you ain't into that too, sir, mister? I'm just gonna say, and not to freak shame, not to freak shame. But honestly, you do have to wonder, why would you be writing and then put yourself, that's like how can I tell Kim Porter's story? How can I and then put in there that she said it? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Mm-mm-mm. It's sad. It really, really is sad. It's a sad situation. Yes, I'm not joking. There was if you guys didn't watch the video last night, there's a butt plug reference there. Literally, the first 6 chapters of this is about how Diddy wanted, this freaky deaky lifestyle, and he was into various things, and he was possibly getting it in with Clive Davis, which that's not like we've been knowing. And the thing I don't like is, I don't care what your sexuality preference is, if this is consenting adults, where it gets a little weird to me, it's like, oh, clearly, and it's criminal, non-consenting adults, people that can't give consent, and children. That's the biggest thing. But the first 6 chapters is it's nothing but a fantasy story concocted by this man right here, who I do have to wonder, what you into, sir? What you into? It really, but Roberta, like, none of, let me tell you this. I believe before the raids, before the arrests, and all this other stuff happened, I truly believe in my heart of hearts that, Sean Diddy Combs has always been this, like, very open about his sexuality out there. So much so that people have they picked up on it. You've had people talk about, well, Diddy gets down a certain way and the parties and yada, yada, yada. The people that are in that circle have gone to interviews and have slowly leaked some of this stuff. I'm not making this shit up. It's been out there. You hear, hell, who was it? Fuck, like, all these rappers come out and at some point go to some radio station or talk about Diddy's parties because they're Diddy's parties. They're like that. The get down is the get down, and everybody knows it. And so they've slowly leaked information. And I honestly think that this guy picked up this information just like any other blogger would on YouTube and put it out there. I believe this guy is a fraud, an opportunist, and he took Kim's words. And I think that should make everybody mad, because if you have appreciated and love hip hop, or, truly understand the story in the years of it, I mean, it's not for anybody to just pick up and change their name and put in there a narrative that suits them. I just don't. I don't. You said the book exposes famous underage victims of Diddy. I don't think Kim Porter would do that. Why leave out the names of everyone but his victims? But see, Urban, like, does it really expose anything that we don't already know? That's the thing. Like, to me, he's not exposing anything that I didn't know that some other more reputable blogger has put out there, without having to use Kim's face or lost words. And go figure why it's called her lost words, because he's the one putting the words in there. Which Share, thank you for becoming a member. Shout out to you. I think you renewed your membership. Shout out to you. So I do have some questions about this. And Cash, I'm sorry, I didn't even see you've been a member for 22 months. Love. Shout out to you, Cash. Thank you for supporting my channel. Y'all, I'm getting so hyped because I mean, all weekend it's been nothing but this trash ass book, and there's nothing to this book. There is nothing to this book. This book is fake. This man is tricking, in my opinion, the community that have followed this story or that want to know more information. And then he put Albie Shore in some shit that he's like, that never happened. And then it's always like sexual. I'm not. Um, Thank you so much, Share, for gifting 10 memberships. Shout out to you, love. If you guys got a membership, please put a heart in the chat. And I'm so glad, by the way, I'm so glad that I read this before I decided to read this book. Elizabeth, thank you for renewing your membership. Shout out to you, love. Oh my God, it's my birthday. Oh, y'all put some hearts in the chat and some cakes for Witch. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, love. Happy birthday. You said Gene Deal told a butt plug story. Gene Deal told bodyguard. See, Jamie, and I believe Gene Deal, who was around, I could believe that. I could believe, oh my God. I could believe that I believe it. I believe Diddy was into some freaky diggy stuff. And if there are consenting adults and no children and nobody's under the influence of anything, hey, more power to you. I'm so glad that, people get into that. But if y'all are taking advantage of people, it's a whole different story. So yeah, I don't care about whatever y'all do, whatever you do it, right? Do what you do. But it does worry me that and I believe Gene Deal more than I would believe this guy right here. I really do. Shout out to Iron Rabbit. Thank you so much, Iron Rabbit. Put a heart in the chat if you got a membership. Thank you, love. I don't know, y'all. What do you anyways, let me keep reading what Albie Shore said. And I'm so glad to Albie Shore for coming out and saying this. But Albie Shore is not just saying that, not only is it fake, is that people teamed up with each other to steal things that belonged to Kim Porter after her death. Who's the guy that's married to the Kris Jenner clan, or at least with them, or shacking up with her? The oldest lady, Corey Gamble. I believe Gene more than this dude. Yeah, I do. Hell, I probably believe Jaguar Wright more than this dude. Oh my God. And I would never say that. But his name, Tiffany, his name is not even Jamal. He literally, why would you change your name if your name is Chris Todd and you're known for writing books about OJ, or known for writing John Benet Ramsey books? And not only that, he's written a lot of books about people out there. This guy is a fraud. Yes, thank you, love. Alkalite. All right, let me stop. You said I think Vanilla Ice is involved somewhere. Oh, Lord have mercy. You said a bunch. Yeah, but and I posted that too. I posted this yesterday. I'm so glad you said, my urban. Look, I said, you mean to tell me that somebody named by Makari or Makari Yuval, this person right here also, and there was 2 other books that have tell-alls, and the only one that gets picked up is this one here. This one here. Miyamo, Usher said that he was hacked. I'm not believing that bullshit. I'm not believing that he was hacked. I think that they did. I think his PR team is removing things, in my opinion, but that's just me. No, oh, that's a good question, Sarah. There was that umbrella guy what was his name? I forgot his name, but he was holding the umbrella over Diddy when he was walking around and stuff like that. Anyways, he should have called it a fiction book based on fact, right, Grace? He should have done that. But so I'll be short response, and I am totally in support of what he says. So, anyways, I'm writing this post to formally request an investigation. We read that part. And so then he says the original notes are distinct from the fabricated bullshit and offensive pages circulated via Amazon, which depicts graphic sexual acts involving me that never took place and were edited and added as after Miss Porter's tragic murder. I urge you to consider who authored such a fictitious publication without categorizing it as calculated fiction. The publicists and conspirators worked in concert from separate camps, launching this campaign, which appears to be a very personal and deliberate distraction from their involvement in it, in covering horrific crimes, assisted and perplexed the public for many years, which I have personally experienced and cautiously deemed just a medical crisis for legal reasons, until the rest of these atrocities were uncovered by authorities, making it more believable to a gullible public that has been fooled for so long. To be continued. Now, here's my question, y'all. Speaking of publicists and people hiring, how do I not know that this clown wasn't hired to push this book out there? Thank you so much. B. Sunita says, I won't read it. I don't believe Al is gay. I don't believe Al is gay either. This book was not written by Kim. She left most of the copies to Cassidy. Or you mean Cassie, who hasn't released it. How do I know that this person is not a actor that was put in there to cause chaos among the community that have followed, this whole story with Diddy? How do I know that he's also not part of that, and then also has not been paid by Diddy's camp or somebody else that wants to push and peddle narratives? I don't know that, right? Like, I don't know that, and something tells me that a lot of us don't know. But to me, this has been a bit of a agent of chaos, so to speak, right? That they're just putting shit out there. I don't know. You said the fact that the book is 60 pages, I think Kim's book would be at least 560 or more. Yeah. But you know what? To me, I mean, Kim, I don't want to speak for her because clearly other clowns feel like that they can. To me, Kim she was always a classy woman. I don't know. Like, that's what she presented herself to be. She presented herself to be this classy woman that, I could definitely see that at some point she wanted to write a book, or she might have written a book. She might have written something to her experience about being with, Diddy and whatnot. But I think she would have been careful because I also don't think that she wanted to affect her kids. Okay. Her children were important to her. And there would have been a better way to have dealt with this. And I think that Kim was about dealing with this in a better way, if you know what I mean. But I can't speak for her because I don't know. Well, I don't know. See, Kitty, and I just don't know if that is the case. Why would he write a book that makes Diddy look bad? I don't know if it's. I don't know. I'm on the fence on this, but I know, to me in my heart, my heart is just that. My opinion, this book isn't fact at all, and people have been pushing it. I mean, I was a little surprised to see even the bigger bloggers talking about it. People were really eating this shit up, but y'all know that this is fake. It's all fake. Thank you. That's who needs to be looked into. Thank you, Jen. Yeah, it said like it's not giving like to me, she had kids with this man, right? And I personally think that, knowing that, if she wanted to be vulgar about the things that she went through with Diddy, she would have done it before, because they were on and off. They were never married, right? And I think that it's very likely that she shared stuff with Albie and maybe some close girlfriends and whatever about Diddy maybe being bisexual or liking men or whatever, and that's fine. I don't think that that would be out of the norm, you know? If you sit there and you talk to your girls about your man's sex preference or something else that might have like that can happen. But the way this man, this writer, you changed your name to Jamal and then you write this, it's like the way he went about it, it just gives me he wanted somebody to pick it up so he knew that if his name was Chris Todd, nobody would buy this. So he decides to change his name to Jamal Milton or Millwood or whatever. And then he gets caught up and he's going to get dragged. The internet's going to drag him for ages for doing this shit because you just don't do that. Yeah, there's many ways to say things. If the writing was crass, maybe she would have more tactful with the verbiage. Monica, when I read the first 6 pages, I literally had to mute myself. I mean, butt plug is not a bad word, but literally like it's F word and peen size and Tupac over here talking about my D is better than your D. And like, I'm like, what? And then when I got to reading about Tupac, he talked about the fact that the shooting at Quad Studios, right? Basically, the shooting that led for the East Coast and West Coast rivalry. You know, it was said that Pac was robbed. Like, you know, this was like a robbery. And then Pac believed that at some point it was a setup by Diddy and clan, and they were trying to get him in, you know, in trouble. Well, the man wrote that that Tupac lost a testicle in that shooting, even though he was shot in the groin. I've never heard anybody say that Tupac lost a testicle during that shooting. Now, some of you guys may know this story longer. I never heard that. I heard that he wrote that in the book. And how would Kim Porter know that? Oh, because according to this man, they were sleeping together, which might have been fine, but was that before or after the shooting at Quad Studios? This book is so easy to debunk everything that's being said. Why? Why would Tupac missing a testicle have anything to do with Kim telling everything? Like, why? It's, oh my God. Alkalite, I'm telling you, that's what it is. I don't understand. So when he said that, I said, this book is trash because I just don't see Kim talking about Tupac's testicles and how he lost a testicle. He was shot in the groin. He was shot in various areas in Quad Studios, you know? That's what they said. I said, you have to be kidding me. Miranda's trying to make jokes. I don't think Kim would write that. Where it's like, I like to change my vote to not read. I'm not joking. She literally said, hold up, okay? Hold up. So there were threats. There's a conversation that allegedly happens with Sean Carter. You had the two Seans, Jay-Z, Sean Carter, okay? And then hold up. There was something about Tupac missing a testicle. I said, how do you know? Like, and why would Kim put this out here like that? Why the hell would Kim even? Here it is. Tupac didn't do well. He lost a testicle, but he survived. This was at the shooting at Quad Studios. He lost a testicle, but he survived. How do you know that? Thank you for saying. That's what I'm saying. This guy, I said, no. That's when I stopped reading it. I said, I'm done. I'm not reading this shit no more. It's not good for my head. It's not good for my brain. That's been the long rumor, but I don't think personally, I don't think he had anything to do with Quad, but I do think he might have had something to do with, the Vegas shooting that ended his life. That's what I think. That's it. That's what I think. Anyways, so LB Short says, I urge you to consider who authorized the book, yada, yada, yada. We read that part. Okay. Part 2 to the next post. Let's go to the next post. Miss Porter's missing devices, allegedly already in evidence, unquestionably contain the critical evidence that have been concealed. I'm convinced that evidence corroborates closely with details outlined in the recently released public indictment document. I agree with that. Additionally, it is pertinent to note that the individuals involved in this matter may also be connected to also concealing the alleged murders of several prominent artists, a situation that has left many bewildered. Yet those who are immersed in the culture and familiar with the intricacies of the entertainment industry may have a clearer understanding of the obvious. Who we? Okay. It is with my heavy heart that I reflect on our legacy of our beloved Lady KP. It is truly disheartening to think that those she considered close friends who were financially compensated by her perpetrators may have conspired with the perpetrators to obscure the truth and tarnish her name, my name, and her unfinished book notes with these ridiculous and unfounded narratives. The absence of Miss Porter leaves a void, depriving her of the opportunity to address these inaccuracies personally and to share her own factual memoirs detailing the brutal terror and madness she endured. Check all who text messages of those who served in the PR capacity, as they are brilliantly and underhandedly crafted this fictitious story to serve a personal vendetta. There's more. There's so much more to unpack. Unfortunately, I am the only survivor by the blessings of the medical team that initially gave up because of the multiple system organ failures, septic, on a ventilator for 38 days and forced to visit death's doorsteps. But the God I served and worshiped had another plan. Keep in mind that this is just the G rated version of what I've endured over the decades, plus to silence the OG. I also kept forensic records of every individual who sent my way to set me up, track me, gaslight me, and allegedly cause harm to my system. Another post. Unfortunately, Kimberlina was taken from us too soon. And before she could complete her thoughts, before this fake, unauthorized edit release on Amazon, which the disappearance of her computer and vital evidence raises significantly more questions, it is evident that her potential to expose the realities of her personal abuses, being drugged, the sex trafficking and human trafficking she was privy to, akin to the brave actions of Miss Cassie Ventura, pose a threat to those profiting from such heinous activities. In a nutshell, Kimberly was allegedly taken from us because she was set on a course to accomplish what Miss Cassie Ventura did by ignited, by ignite, by ignited the bomb fire, which brings us here today with the avalanche that has brought Satan to their chambers. Did he mean to say Satan or Satan? He meant to say Satan to their chambers. Let us honor the memory of Lady KP, acknowledging the strength and struggles that she faced and the truth she sought to reveal in her own personal notes. Not this fake, unauthorized nonsense using my name to keep dragging me as a social punishment for exposing this years ago. There will be significant suits headed right for the heads of the responsible parties who dragged my name into this bullshit. Kim and I talked right up into a few days prior to her demise. She was in good health and was such a good and was such ooh, and we are in such a great friends space, reminiscing about old times, celebrating news of our son's accomplishments. No affair, just friends. Hashtag Kim's for Warriors for Kim Porter. We must continue to advocate for justice, ensure that every one of the individuals who conspired against her are held accountable, prosecuted to the highest extent of the law. Thank you to all the law enforcement agencies for their unwavering dedication to uncovering portions of the truth. There's more. Rest in power, Lady KAP. Your true legacy will not be forgotten. Most importantly, please pray for the kids. There is no validation in my claims coming true. There has there has been way too many collateral damage and death everywhere. Hashtag BCAC, before coma, after coma. The Albie Shore story. Um, Damn, this is amazing. And just imagine enduring all of this, and I'm so glad that he made a public statement because, like I said, why would like Albie Shore when yeah, no. This just tells you. It just tells you how below the belt people would go. I'm saying, Jordy T, why would Kim talk about Tupac missing a testicle in her book or in her diary? Like it's really contradicting because on one note she's saying that this is what the book that was written by this man right here, okay? This man who had to use Jamal, what's his name? Jamal Millwood instead of using his public name that he's been using to write various stories about OJ and John Benet Ramsey and whatnot, right? He in one of the chapters he talked about the fact that she had slept with Tupac, okay? And that there was this interaction that Tupac and Diddy had where Diddy said to Tupac, I bet my peen is bigger than yours and we should F her and let her be the judge. And she's right there. Allegedly, this is what was written. And Tupac was like, mad about it because he didn't really like it. He walks out, whatever. And so then after that, it was very awkward with them. They never spoke to each other, but yet the Quad Studios shooting happened, and she happens to know that Diddy lost a testicle, which was never report. I don't remember that being a report. Actually, there was a rumor of that, and I think it was debunked if I remember. Diddy was not missing Tupac was not missing a testicle from the Quad Studio shooting. He was shot in the groin, and they're shot in different areas, but that just wasn't it. I cannot. So I truly hope that Albie Shore sues the shit out of this man. I could see, I could understand this, but I don't get it. I don't get it. I do believe, though, I believe Albie Shore when he says that her stuff was stolen. I truly believe that. I believe it. I believe it. Hey, Phoenix, thank you for being here. Shout out to you. Let me greet the people that are coming in. I think someone wanted to go out in this way because Diddy getting arrested and wanting people to have some sort of insight into how screwed up Diddy was. So he didn't get out. Tiffany, was that really necessary though? Like that's I don't understand it. Like I'm struggling with this one in the sense that this man, I don't think anything that he said is true. And honestly, like, where if he gets sued, he's gonna have to show where he got this information from, right? Did he make it up? It just sounds like a fantasy story that he made up by himself. That's what it sounds like. So we would know about his man's balls. Dude could have been missing one and didn't want people to know. I don't know. And Kim wrote that on her book. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I just don't think it's something Kim would write. You know? Yes, he isn't going to get put anyway. The feds don't drop charges until they have you locked up. There you go. I think that this is just a grift, and I think that this man's just an opportunist. That's it. That's all. And he used people's names to get there. You say you think some of it is true, but add extra. Some of it is like it's already been said. So I believe some of it is true. Like I said, I believe that Diddy was bisexual, is bisexual. I believe it. I believe that, he had threesomes. I believe in the sex parties. I believe in all of that. I believe that he had a very, type of taste for certain things. And that's fine. And that's fine. But I just don't know if this is words that Kim would write. Why are we just not hearing about these 1,000 bottles of baby oil now? But yet, when they weren't in there, I don't know, because that's what they found when the authorities went in there, Tiffany. That's what I'm thinking. But that's what I feel, So, like I said, I have a copy of the book, but I ain't reading that shit, guys. It's fake. It's fake. I'm like, I could be doing y'all. I don't want to read something that the family, Albie Shore being mentioned in that, and he's already disputing it. I just don't believe it. Yeah, different parts of the book read differently. I think some of it is true, but he made up the dialogue and the salacious part. Oh, he definitely made up that dialogue. Definitely did. Tinkletits says baby oil makes a terrible lube. It's better for massages. Shout out to Tinkletits. Fan fiction based books written. Fan fiction based books written seem like. Yeah. You said I believe Diddy hated women when them and used them for his hip hop image. He isn't bi necessarily, but it's publicly accept able for a gangster rapper to be gay. But it's not, I'm sorry, I misread your comment. He isn't bi necessarily, but it's not publicly accepted able for a gangster rap to be gay. That's true. That's true. You said, hey y'all, I'm a little bit late. I feel like it's mostly true, but twisted to cover Diddy. I could believe some of the allegations because some of these allegations have already been put out there. I just don't like this man, in my opinion, is not the real deal. He said, I knew of a guy who lost a testicle in a motorcycle accident. It was not something he wanted people to know. That's what I'm saying. I just don't like, no. I don't think it, I mean, it's just like, why would Kim know that? And I just don't get it. This book is just, and then he's adding the narrative. Like literally, he's using the N word in every like. I just couldn't. I said no. Where'd you get this information from? And you wrote it. And his name is Jamal Millwood. The bigger the crime and scandals, the more insane stuff, both true and false. Simply slimy people come out with. Right, Mary? Absolutely. This dude had a wild, drunken dream, said I needed to write a book, and put Kim Porter's face in it. No worries. You're fine, love. I can't even read today. I was just amazed, but I'm so happy that Albie Shore is calling out this guy. True crime, if there's TMI, it's usually a lie. You said plot twist. Diddy sues Millwood. With the name Jamal, he knew what the fuck he was doing. Disrespectful as AF. People need to be angry about that. Y'all crazy? The truth is stranger than fiction. Boo boo. What do you mean? Are we crazy? Why? Because we're being skeptical about the book. Do you believe the book? Y'all really believe this book? Did you read it, Tiffany? Did you? Some of you guys, I believe some of the things. I just don't think it has anything to do with Kim Porter. I think he added more to it, and this is what he does. He peddles his theories, which is fine. A lot of us do. Chris, this is Chris Todd. Chris claimed that OJ had an accomplice named Charlie, who was a mob enforcer and a drug smuggler. He claimed that OJ and Charlie were both involved in the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman on June 12th of 1994. And he goes about that. He's talked about his theory, which is fine. Okay. And then there's other theories that he talks about. He high profile murders that he's investigated: Natalie Wood, John Benet Ramsey, Aaron Hernandez, the Zodiac Killer, Biggie Smalls, aka the Notorious B.I.G. Well, that should tell you why he would write a book like this, because he's already written about Biggie. He said, I don't believe the real Kim had anything to do with that smut. I don't think so either. I just don't think so. It just doesn't sound like her, you know? And then, yeah, and I feel like it's a target because now why would you change your name to Jamal T. Millwood? It just doesn't make sense. These are the questions you got to ask. And not only that, guys, there are other books in here. And I pointed this out on my community wall. I said, why is everybody feeling the need to write books about Kim? This one was what? Paperback September 21st. This one was just written this week by somebody named Makari Yaval. The other one was written the first week of September. So why are people pushing? Like, these are not the only ones, guys. But people are allowed to write books about their opinions. That does happen. It doesn't make them true. It doesn't make, none of this is true. You can't say it's true. We have no receipts to the matter. And it's scary that people would really, like, I was surprised. You had bigger fucking creators that were reporting on this shit. I said, oh my God. Yeah, like here's another one. Hold up. This is the one I just showed you. Okay. And then there's another one right here, Kim's perseverance, the unfolding truth of what she said, but nobody would believe. Makari Yaval. By Makari Yaval for Kim Porter. Don't it look familiar to this? By Jamal T. Millwood for Kim Porter. I wouldn't surprise me if this guy was Makari Yaval too. And this is it just wouldn't surprise me if this is who it is. It just wouldn't. No. I believe it. I believe that people, do this. Tell that to Mr. Chris over there. I don't know. And then it's just I'm not reading it, y'all. I'm sorry. I mean, and I know like a lot of people read it. I hope that listen, to a certain degree, you have to, like, I don't know about you guys, but you got to respect the people that pass away, the dead. You do. When you read stuff like this and you don't know for a fact, like, that's just putting some shit on you. I'm good. This is weird. Why use Kim? Write what you know. Yeah, like, write what you want, Mia Mo. Use your name. Write what you want. But be careful. You said Jaguar Rates have been speaking for, it's different to speak on the dead versus speaking for the dead. And to me, it's like you speaking for the dead. And that, my friends, is you have to be very careful. You could definitely say, you could cover a story and speak on the people that pass away, right? Totally get it. But, just be careful. Just note that. People don't believe the truth if it's in their face. Well, I definitely don't believe this man. I believe this man is an opportunist that tricked a community, in my opinion, to try to advance himself, because he knew that if he wrote the book by the name of Chris Todd, nobody would buy a book like that. That's what I believe. I believe that he used it. He knew what to do with it. And he's been writing Amazon books. So he knew how to peddle it to, target the community. That's for sure. It's porn fiction. And then why would you read it for us? There you go, Jody. Because I wanted to give you a little taste of porn fiction on YouTube. I'm not reading it, girl. I'm not. It's just, and it's too much sensory. I couldn't believe people were reading it. That is like the kind of books that, it's, what is it called? Those late night cable TV shows that you make sure your TV is turned off at about 2 or 3 in the morning, because you get those late nights TV shows on your cable. I don't have cable television. Your cable television. You say he don't look like no Jamal. He is a con artist. It's not, but like, portions of it I would agree are true. Like, you're not telling me something I didn't already talk about a report. This is it. Like, you blatantly changed your name to target a certain demographic when you're a known writer of conspiracy by the name of Chris Todd. Like, get the fuck out of here. That's what it is. Sleuthie Kitty's like the old Showtime. Jody, who we are not making the rabbit. But I was like, a lot of creators did, though, so I couldn't believe it. I read the first 6 chapters and did that video, and I swear I had to put sound effects on my video. I said, this book is bullshit. Exactly. To speak about or for kids. Yeah, you can't. It's sensationalism. I can't speak for Kim. You wrote the book for, like, you're speaking for somebody. No, to speak on someone is different. You could speak on someone, your thoughts and your theories about maybe their death, right? But not for them. I'm not speaking for them. How dare you? Like, no, that's like some bad juju right there. You don't speak for the dead. That's what I have the issue with. Never mind. Let me shut up before I start offending some folks. Well, it's a targeted book. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, Tiffany, when you're saying you guys don't see the truth, what are you talking about? We've been seeing the truth. We know. We just don't believe this clown, this, asshat. I don't believe him. He knew what he was doing. And even though people believed him, I was amazed to see the creators that reported on this. And well, no, not really, because some of these people, in my opinion, get down that way. They get down with the get down of like misinformation and whatnot. So it is what it is. But hey, whatever. If you love it, I guess it is what it is. That's how I see it. So her book has to be out there somewhere, in my opinion. Someone has to have it. That's all I think. I agree with you. Okay, that I agree with you, girl. That I agree with you, Tiffany. I just don't think that this is it. I think that this guy used the opportunity, used this woman's image, changed his name, because nobody's gonna buy a book if your name is Chris Todd and you're talking about Kim Porter and you've written books about John Benet Ramsey and OJ Simpson. He knew what he was doing. But I agree with you on this one, Tiffany, is I do believe that there's a book out there. I do believe that, in my opinion, who knows, maybe this guy somehow had something to do with, like Albie Shore said, he could be behind a lot of other things. Why now? Why this time? Because he was arrested. When I asked that question, everybody was like, well, Rabbit, people who are afraid to speak up because he was around. People should be afraid to speak up right now, honestly, because even though he's incarcerated, even though he's behind bars, honestly, that doesn't mean anybody's safe. Diddy didn't get to be Diddy just because he sat there. Who knows who's behind Diddy? All right. So who knows who was running or who, there's other people that are going to come down from this, fall with him, that have been behind the scenes. So people should just be worried in general. I hear you. I'm curious too. I just don't think that this asshat is telling the truth. That's all, Tiffany. Shout out to you, girl. No, no love lost. I completely understand. In my opinion, I feel that this was a release to discredit anything legit from coming out of Kim's camp. That's my concern, is that could this discredit like real victims because people are peddling and pushing these agendas that this man had? This man imagined the sexcapades that he wrote. Okay, like he imagined all that in there, because I don't think that Kim wrote that. Or maybe if she did, she didn't write it that way. This man imagined and narrated and put dialogue between them. He was watching Lifetime for Women, one of those movies where he was like, oh, I'm going to add this in here because this is what women say when they're in this situation, or this is how people talk in the industry, and I'm going to put this word over here and that word over there. That's what I think he did. And then he put in there Kim's lost words, that it's like, no, so you found them, Jamal? You found them? And then you're talking about somebody losing one of their testicles? You found them? Mm-mm. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so, personally. Yes, thank you for saying that. Rabbit, don't you remember they try to market it as a journal of Kim's last week? Yeah, I believe, Ingrid, I believe some of it is true. I just don't know if it's I don't believe everything that he wrote. And matter of fact, I'm glad that you said this, Chico, because let me tell you how they try to market this shit. Hold up, y'all. This is the book, okay? And he says right here, one of Kim Porter's final wishes was for this memoir / diary to be made public. So if let me ask you guys a question though. If this was her one of her wishes, okay? And I'll be sure he knows that there's a book out there. It's just not this one. This is something else. This is a distraction, right? Why would there need to be X's to represent to hide certain information if this is Kim's book? Like clearly she would want you to publish everything, right? So why put X's, and literally put X's in areas where allegedly he's talking about how Diddy and Quincy were how Diddy and Albie Shore were together. Okay. I don't get, and this is why Albie Shore spoke out and he said, no, that never happened. And they're lying on his name, and they're lying on Kim's name too. You said it reminds you. Yeah, but Superhead is alive. Ingrid, Superhead's alive. Like Superhead can like, I hate calling her that. I really don't like that name for her. But she called herself that. Um, she could tell what happened. She could tell what happened. But I Kim can't speak. Kim can't speak. I don't believe this part. Tiffany, I just don't. I think like I don't. I don't believe it. I don't. But I understand where you're coming from. Shout out to you. It's not her vernacular. That's not her personality. It's not. I just don't. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I honestly think that's why Diddy offed her. I believe they found the book and it disappeared. It was a book that maybe she was working on and people didn't know. I can understand that. Wouldn't she have given her book to, hold up, what'd you say? Someone credible? I think so too. I think so too. Thank you. Desiree's like, this shit ain't true. Or if it's true, I don't think Kim put this one out here. I'm with you on this one. It's the way that this man went about it. Like, why would you change? Why would you change your name? If your name is Chris Todd and you're known for writing books about cases, I ask you again, why change your name to Jamal Millwood? Who are you trying to appease? Where did you, who and what were you trying to do? And he got a lot of sales in this book, a lot of sales, you know. But did you believe everything from the Superhead book? No, not everything. Not everything, but she's alive to like. I think for her, it's a little bit different because she's alive to answer questions. You know what I mean? Like if I had, like if there's been questions and people can discredit her if they want, I don't know how you would discredit her, but they could. You said Todd's hiding behind that emerald curtain. I'm telling you, it's like the Wizard of Oz. It's like the Wizard of Oz. It's sus. It's like they waited for him to get arrested. You have to kind of wonder the powers that be. You know what I mean? Like behind everything. I don't know if it's true, not, but it is interesting. It's definitely like it's giving a cinema late night pornography type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna say that she's dead because she was about to expose Diddy, but I don't think that flash drive or those diaries are gone. Somebody has them. And I believe Albie Shore when he says that there were people after she passed away that took a hold of this. Truly. I call BS too. I call BS. You said Todd needs to go find that poppy film. I think he needs to get dragged. I hope the internet drags him, honestly. I think so. Honestly, you said I've had walking pneumonia and got antibiotics and it was fine. I'm pretty sure antibiotics have been around since the gold rush or something. Shout out to Tinkletits. It's a snuff book. It is. Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm just saying. I didn't. Her death was too sus. He needs to get dragged and sued. I agree. Because shame on him for doing that. Especially, you guys understand, like, even if it, okay, let's just give a hypothetical. All right. Let's just say that there's truth to any of this book. Okay. The profits of this book is not going to her kids or the victims or anybody. They're going to his pocket. So he has motive to write something like this and change his pen name because he's trying to gear towards a demographic. You know what I mean? If any of this was true, and some of it I believe is true because we've heard these stories before, why not do right by the situation and say, I'm going to give this to Albie Shore, or I'm going to give this to the authorities? There's something more darker behind this, in my opinion. It's one thing to, write a book and just give your opinions. And if he wrote his book and said, my name is Chris Todd and I'm writing a book and I'm acting out and narrating some of the things are could be true and could be false, but this is based on my wild imagination, I'd have no problem with that. Everybody's got a wild imagination, So I do have problems with that. So weird to change his name, but pen names are a thing. In French, it's called nom de plume. The idea of writing something with the name behind it is as old as Shakespeare, older and older. Yeah, maybe stop, Ingrid. Give me your devices. You know what somebody told me? By the way, let me shout out Danny Robertson again because Danny Robertson was the one that gave us a copy of this book. I'm not reading it. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think it's like the digital blackface. It's like he did blackface. He did. Hold up, my headphone just fell. He just is it just me? Skinamax. It is. I didn't even think of it that way in that way, acolyte, honestly. Um, Ingrid, I'm gonna need you to give me your devices, Ingrid, because you're playing with my heart right now. But I would agree with this is digital blackface. The man literally did a blackface online. Like your name is Jamal. That's like if I write a book and I'm Donna Joe and I change my name to appease to a maybe more Latin, demographic or something. I don't know. He said, I'm not tripping off the penny. I'm tripping off they made himself he's making himself black to sell to a certain demographic. Oh my god. Shook got up there at the awards and said, come to death row. You don't want a producer dancing. I remember that. Hold up. Hold up. And Diddy doesn't know how to dance. Hold up. See if I can pull that. That's gonna get me come to oh yeah, it's still up there. Hold up. Oh no, hold up. It's this one right here. Right here. Hold up. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let me pause it here because of the music. Let's see. When he gets right to the mic. I don't know. It's Suge. It's weird to watch these videos to know that these people actually existed back in the day. Like I remember watching this when I was younger and just thinking about because this is what we, TV, this kind of stuff that you watch. Can I put closed caption? You can't. There's nothing. You can't, Kim. You can't hear it? You can hear it? Okay, I'm gonna have to find the clip. I can hear it. Anyways, I remember that they were just throwing shade at Diddy for being in the videos dancing. He would say, "Come to death row if you don't want a producer to be dancing. Come to." This was classic. This was like, hold up. Let's see if I can find it. I want to find one with sound. I don't think I can. That's louder. That won't copyright me. Oh man, it won't. And this is 2.3 million 10 years ago. Yeah, I can't find another one. Not right now, at least. You can. Can you hear me? My screen is muted. Hold up. Testing. Can you all hear me? You can't hear me? Let me know. Can you hear me? All right, y'all can hear me, but you can't hear them. You can't. I have no closed caption on it though. There's nothing, and there's no other clip to it. That's it. That's it. Uh huh. He's basically saying if you don't want to be a producer that's all in the videos and dancing, and he's throwing shade at Diddy because that's what Diddy would do. He always appears in the music videos dancing. He really can't dance though. He struggles anyways. But that is my thoughts. I'm gonna change the thumbnail, y'all. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about Jamal and what you guys think. I know the clip is really bad. I'm sorry. And there's no other clip to it but that. It wouldn't surprise me. You said Rabbit, what made me not believe was that he ended up was that the end was made to seem like she knew she was going to be murdered and was writing about it. Almost most of the proceeds would have definitely gone to her kids. I think so too. It's a hilarious video. She knows, y'all. We told you 11 times. I know. Sorry, y'all. That last part. Let me see. Maybe read that last paragraph of this, because now that you've said that, hold up. Phoenix says, hold up. Page 59. As I sit here waiting for the ambulance, I'm writing this chapter and praying that I make it to the hospital. I don't feel like writing anymore. I may not be around to see this in print. It's okay. I'm sending it out. He won't get away with this. I will have my final words. Sean Combs will get exposed, even if I lose my life doing it. My kids have always been my most cherished possessions. I want the world to know that. But more importantly, I want them to know ... What in the Lifetime movie was this? That was the last page of that. That's it. The whole book is BS. The proceeds go to this man. They go to him. They don't go to the kids. That's what this is. It showed very little closed caption. I'll have to find the full clip. But yeah, that's the end. I don't think none of the money should have gone to her children. They already wealthy. I'd give it to a women's abuse shelter. That's true. But I don't think this man's not gonna do that because it's a fake. So this is the end of the book. All right, y'all can believe that. I just don't believe that, man. I don't believe him. I don't. I believe that. It's trash. You said the book is less legit than Baby Reindeer? Now you leave. Now there's a whole lawsuit right there. The whole Baby Reindeer lawsuit. That's a real thing. Real thing. You would give the money to the victims. Kim Porter would never only write 59 pages. I don't think so. I think it's a made up story. That's all. You said, I want to see Jamal get sued. Me too. I'm here for the lawsuit, for Jamal's lawsuit. Are y'all ready for that? Because I'm ready for that. Oh, man. Dios mío. All right, guys. I'm going to let y'all go. You know what? I believe Sloan Bella. I really do. I like Sloan Bella. I believe Sloan Bella when she says certain things. Because like my mind, certain things that she says are catchy and they make some sense to me, but everybody to each his own and everything. But you said 59 pages on Chat GPT takes 5 minutes. So it took him 5 minutes to write this book. Oh my God. Y'all, don't let your intelligence be insulted by these people. I'm gonna head out because I gotta go tend to Baby Bunny and everything. But y'all, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Okay, you guys have a great day. I'm just not reading. I have the book. I'm just not reading it because I think it's stupid. That's my thought on that. And I stand by that. And yeah, it's fake. It's fake. And I hope this man gets sued. I truly do. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. Shout out to everybody that supported my channel today. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Where's my exit door? Right here. Bye, guys.